Yeah, showers and thunderstorms. We currently got thunderstorms rolling off the ocean right now. Right now we're getting some light to moderate rain, but there's also lightning and thunder. I was basically saying that I haven't seen any lightning in my location yet. Well, just as I turned off the recording on my phone, and just as I was about to live stream, there was a brilliant flash of lightning. That was intra-cloud lightning. Some pretty good rumbles. So we're definitely going to hear some thunder and see some lightning, because there's definitely storms coming in off the water. So far, I only saw it and heard it once. Let's see if there's going to be any more. For now, we're just getting light rain. We did have a downpour that ended about 5 minutes ago. That's probably where the lightning came from, because the storm was moving in that direction. And there's some more intense storms just to my south, and the rain's really about to start coming down now. Like, it's really about to start. Like, the downpour I had 5 minutes ago was nothing compared to what's to my south. So it's about to get really nasty. Wait, why am I wearing my mask? Yep, just missed it. But damn it. Just missed it. That was a good one. You know what? I'm actually I'm not in the city. I'm out on the island. Well, technically, I live on the same island. It's 4 counties. It's Brooklyn, Queens, Nassau, and Suffolk. So Long Island encompasses 4 counties. 2 of them are New York City. 2 of them are not. I'm on the east. Well, not East End. I'm actually in the middle of Long Island. I'm in central Suffolk County, which, even though Suffolk is the easternmost county of Long Island, it's actually the largest county in Long Island, and also the least populated one too, which is ironic. It has the most land, and most people here vote Republican. Yep. Actually, Johnny, you might see some hail, because it's November, so you might have some cold air aloft. So there's a chance you may see some hail. Let me see. Yeah, you live in Louisiana. I mean, Gonzales. Of course, I didn't know where, but that's, I believe, central Louisiana, right? You got slammed by hurricane, which is the one that just went through, Zeta. Yeah, Zeta. It literally blew up, like, right before landfall, and it was the only hurricane to ever pass directly over New Orleans. Never happened before. Never had a hurricane passed over New Orleans. This is actually the first time. Yeah, I know. Like, how bad were the winds where you were? Probably 70, 80, I would bet. Were you on the east side of the storm or the west side? I probably bet you were on the west side of the storm, so you had strong northerly winds when the storm passed by. Gonzales, Louisiana. Unless that's in the New Orleans area. So you were on the rainy side. So you were on probably the northwest side or the northeast side. You were probably on the north side of the circulation. The rainy side. The west side. So you had more rain than wind. So you had rain and then wind. You were probably you were on the north and northeast side, because I'm going to see where Gonzales is. Highest gut was 50. Which direction were the winds from? The highest winds. Probably had north winds, because if you didn't have that strong winds, you probably were having north winds. It went from the west. You mean from the east to the west? Because after Gonzales came through, the wind shifted around to the west. I mean, not Gonzales. I mean, Zeta. So yeah, as the storm pulled away, you had west winds. So yeah, you were definitely probably north of the circulation. So you were near the eye. You were probably pretty close to the eye. And the reason the winds were not that strong where you were not on the northeast side. You were probably on the north side or maybe northwest side. Yes, Zeta was moving really fast. Let me check where Gonzalez is. The fifth time, yeah. Because you got Laura, you had what else? Laura, my God, this season is just crazy. You had Laura, you had Epsilon. Yeah, you had a lot of storms, and then you had the one before Laura, and you had a really bad storm after Laura too. Oh, that's a tropical storm. If it even forms, is gonna be a fish storm. It's gonna stay out to sea. It's not gonna affect me because that subtropical storm, whether it forms or whether it becomes subtropical or not, will stay out to sea. Crap. My battery. Probably gonna film for another 10 minutes or so. I mean, keep in mind that this iPhone 11, even though it says I just had a low battery alert, lasts a pretty long time. Let's see. Yeah, don't worry. It was a 20% alert. I still have at least maybe 20 minutes. Let me make sure it's on low power mode. Yep, it's on low power mode. Yeah, my battery's on low power mode, so it should last a while. Just let me see where Gonzales, Louisiana is. Same, I haven't slept at all last night. Just was stressed out about some stuff. And then I knew the storms were coming in, so I decided to stay awake for that. I'm probably going to sleep most of the day. Hold on, I'm going to see where Gonzales is. Side of the eye. So you were nowhere near the eye of the storm. You were on the west side of the storm. Yeah, so you probably had northeast winds veering to north and then veering to the west because the center of the storm passed to your east. So the storm was moving on a northeast trajectory. So you probably were having predominantly north winds and then veering to the northwest as the storm pulled away and west. Like normally when you're to the northeast of the storm, you would expect to have northeast winds, but actually the winds would be northerly usually because of how the Coriolis effect works. Like that's when you look on the models, like the center of the storm might be here, and you might be here, and you're asking why you're having north winds. Because like in a circulation, imagine the winds are rotating like this, right? Around a circle. You're having counterclockwise flow. But then you have the Coriolis effect, right? And that would actually cause the winds to go east and then north. Like sometimes if you have a more elongated low pressure system, yeah, you'll get northeast winds. But normally, say the low is moving, the Coriolis effect, basically the earth rotates and this changes how winds move around the earth. So, I mean, I learned this in meteorology class, but I knew this for a long time, for many years. Now, because of the earth's rotation, the winds are deflected. In the northern hemisphere, the westerly winds are deflected to the right or to the south, and in the southern hemisphere, the westerly winds are deflected towards the north. So there's a deflection of the winds. And this is why we have storms. This is why we have rotation. Also, the uneven heating of the earth. It's not just, the uneven heating. I mean, you're probably going to learn this once you go into college and start learning about meteorology. I mean, I'm only taking intro to meteorology. I'm only taking ATM 205, which is only touching on some of this stuff. And of course, I'm not doing very well in this class because I'm having issues with my homework. Yeah, it looks like the heavy rain has ended. It's just like showering right now. Let me check the radar. I'm like, where's all the downpours? Yep. So yeah, you're probably going to be majoring in atmospheric science. But I'm majoring in atmospheric science, but I'm also doing journalism because I want to be a broadcast meteorologist. I'm literally on the northwestern edge of a really, really intense like area of rain, like the one I was talking about. Oh my God, you have 125,000 followers? Jeez. I have 0 followers on TikTok because I don't use TikTok, man. I never, like, I'm not good at making music. Or I don't play video games, like, a lot. Also, I'm on the edge of this very heavy. Thanks, Johnny. I mean, congrats on the 125. I mean, you definitely earned it. Like, you've been working really hard for a really long time. Of course, I never really used TikTok before, so I know it's the new like platform that everyone should be using, but I don't really know how to make good videos on TikTok. I mean, I'm kind of shy. Like most of my videos are just weather based. You game on TikTok, right? Yeah, I'm not good at making good quality content. That's the problem. Because in order for me to make good quality content, I would probably have to be gaming and stuff like that. And unfortunately, my parents are against me playing video games. So, yeah, there's that problem. And also, I'm editing, like, I don't know how to, like, make it so that there's music playing in the background. You know, like, I don't have an iPod or, like, you know. But I'll probably get the hang of it. And there's probably going to be quite a bit of lightning down there. There's just some really intense storms just passing to my east, like literally a couple miles to my east. Oh, I just heard the train. I don't know if you could hear the train horn. That's the 609 train to Penn Station. Or no, let me see. No, that's the 540. That's the 540 train to Penn Station or to Jamaica, I think. The 609 train from Port Jefferson goes all the way to Manhattan. That's when they have to convert the diesel train actually turns on its electric motors by using the third rail. Wait, were you using a smartphone or were you recording from the computer? Because I thought TikTok is only for like, yeah, and when Loda was hitting the coast, no, when Iota was hitting the coast, I was unfortunately at my apartment in Rego Park where I did have my laptop and my computer, which I used to record the videos, was at Stony Brook, which is where it is now. Aw, thanks, Johnny. I think I know what it is. Uh, well, I guess my prediction for a record active hurricane season came true. I said that this is going to be the most active season on record. I even said there might be 25 to 30 named storms. I even said there might be more than 30. Like back in June, I said this season might have 30 to 35 named storms. But I was kind of just like over exaggerating. But I ended up being right. Well, no, I wouldn't say I'm better than the Weather Channel. In fact, I want to work for them. That's the people I want to work for once I graduate. That's why I'm going to college. I want to be a broadcast meteorologist. I want to be on television. I mean, like, I want to be on TV. Like, I know I could probably have more followers and, on YouTube, but the reason I want to do it on TV was because it's been a lifelong dream of mine. I've been dreaming of being a TV meteorologist, a weather anchor for a really long time, especially because weather anchors get to report from right on the field with like a team to support them. Like, if something goes wrong, there's always going to be someone there to help me, and like, yep. And it's not about fame and that how much people are going to be watching. It's because I would get to experience weather. Of course, if they send me out there. Of course, I can go there myself and chase, but where's the fun in that when you're by yourself chasing? Usually, chasing is always better with someone else. Or if, like, that's why it's also safer to chase with other people, too. Okay, Johnny, I'm ready for the surprise. So, right there, I got a scud coming in. That's basically scattered cumulus under deck, or scattered stratus under deck. There's several ways of saying what scud is. Thanks, Johnny. So there's scattered cumulus under deck, or there's scattered stratus under deck, or scud could also mean stratocumulus under deck. Whoa! I knew it. There's some pretty intense storms just to my east. Yeah, that was pretty close. That was, maybe 2 miles? Just under 2 miles to my east. Yeah, I bet that was a lightning bolt that started up there and struck the ground somewhere east. Yeah, there's some really intense downpours just to my east by about a few miles. They're west of Upton, of the radar site. They're near the the broadcast office. But I'm on the western edge of these very heavy downpours. I mean, it's raining here. Don't get me wrong. It's raining at a pretty good clip here. But the really, really intense stuff is literally about a couple miles to my east. Hold on. Why is it pouring? I thought it's bypassing. Hold on. Let me check the radar. So I just checked the radar. I'm basically on the western edge of the really heavy rain stuff. Hey, thanks, Stevios. Thanks, Johnny. I'm back. So I checked the radar. There's some really, really heavy rain. Literally a couple miles to my east. Literally, actually a mile only. And I'm literally right on the western edge. Thanks, Johnny. And Johnny, you got some really amazing fans. Thank you, Chris. Thanks, Max. And thank you, Stevios. Wow. And Johnny, thank you so much. He has an amazing TikTok. You know what? I might just download TikTok and start watching your videos there too. I don't really have a TikTok. Oh, and I'm also going to be making a winter forecast right now. This is just off the bat, but I'm forecasting about 30 to 40 inches for the New York City area. So I'm going to make a more detailed forecast, but basically, there's going to be an area of heavy snow along the coast from nor'easters. Because this year we're in a La Nina, which normally favors a trough pattern across the northern United States. And this troughiness would allow storms to dip south and then go north. And it's this dipping south and then going north that can cause major snowstorms to develop across the Northeast and the Midwest. So I basically am expecting a belt of heavy snowfall, couple areas in Midwest and also in the Northeast. Yeah, same here. I actually had a pretty bad cold just the other day. Got tested, came back negative, thank God. Last night I had a fever of 37.3. And centigrade or Fahrenheit was about 99.2. My primary symptom was just stuffy nose and sore throat, and just a stuffy nose and sore throat. No like breathing issues. Wait, breathing issues? Oh, that's not good. Oh, Johnny, did you get tested? Low grade, low grade. Usually a fever is anything 100.1 and above. I had a low grade fever. Like I'm not sick. I wasn't sick. I've had low grade many times. I've had low grade fevers. Johnny, you might want to get tested just to be safe. What are your symptoms? Just tell me. I could tell you right now if you have COVID or not. So yeah, as I was saying, thanks, JB. So basically, I'm expecting the Southeast to have a relatively dry winter. Not like droughts, but it's going to be pretty dry because we're not having a El Nino. Oh, there we go. Yep. Okay, runny nose. You definitely do not have COVID. You have a cold. Alrighty. Yeah, runny nose is not usually a symptom of COVID. But what about your stomach? Have you been having any loss of smell? Like, are you still able to taste food? Oh, damn. My uncle had COVID back in March. He had to be taken to the emergency room. He wasn't put on a ventilator. It never got that bad. But they had to put on an oxygen mask. Yeah, that's about how long COVID lasts. Sometimes usually lasts 2 to 3 weeks. And for my uncle, it started out with a sore throat and fever. Yeah, so this year, as I was saying about the forecast, I'm expecting a general 20 to 30 inches of snow for New York City. The reason I'm keeping my forecast by snow forecast low is because I'm getting mixed signals from teleconnections. And no, it's not like teleconnections is not a software. It's basically a climate prediction tool that I use. It's not a website. It's not like a tool where it's basically ocean current and temperatures. So like teleconnections is like how one area of the ocean current will affect another area of the world. Will Louisiana expect snow? Probably not. But possibly. But it's pretty unlikely, but I wouldn't rule it out. Louisiana almost never gets snow, but La Nina patterns do favor cold air outbreaks because usually during La Ninas, you get troughiness on the East Coast. So I think when the snow will start will be late December, early January. That's when I think the East Coast may get its first major snowstorm. Mid-December, late December. In terms of most of this winter, I'm not expecting a very snowy winter. The reason for that is normally the signs that would point to a snowy winter are not there. The Atlantic Ocean is incredibly warm, and because of this very warm Atlantic Ocean, there might be a lot of more rain events than snow for New York City. However, inland areas might get a lot of snow. For example, for areas in PA, I'm forecasting above normal snowfall, especially the Appalachians, like the Poconos, might get 90 to 100 inches. I'm forecasting above normal snowfall for inland areas of the Northeast. And there could also be an area of above normal snowfall along the East Coast if we get a really strong nor'easter or blizzard. But I'm not expecting there to be major snowstorms. I'm not expecting a winter like 2010, 2011, or 95, 96. This winter might be more similar as 2011, 2012, but not as warm. Because the northern Pacific is kind of warm, which would normally support a cold and snowy winter, as well as Labrador is pretty warm as well. In fact, we have a La Nina. But why I'm keeping down the snowfall totals is because of how warm the waters are surrounding the New York area. Just the Atlantic Ocean is very warm. And this very warm ocean, because it's warm all over the place and not in one concentrated area, you're not going to be having anomalies. Like the Gulf Stream anomaly is there, but it's not as pronounced as it's been in other years. There was this meteorologist, YouTuber. His name was Stephen Boyle. I don't know what happened to him, but he used to make some very, very good winter weather videos. His winter forecasts were really accurate, spot on, in fact. While he didn't talk about teleconnections, like I do, he taught me, he got me into making weather videos. I was starting to make weather videos around the same time, but he helped me hone my skills. And it's thanks to him that I make such good videos, but he stopped making videos. Like his last video was in 2016, 2015, I think, was his last one. And since then, he hasn't made any more videos. You just type in Stephen Boyle winter weather and you'll find him. But I haven't really seen any more of his videos. And he has a really thick New England accent. And I wouldn't be surprised if he's an Aspie. Like he might be on the autism spectrum, possibly. Maybe not. But he has a very thick New England accent. And I wouldn't be surprised if the reason he stopped making these videos is because he's in college or something. You know? Maybe he's an aspiring broadcast meteorologist. That's what I think. I think I would not be surprised if one day I find Stephen Boyle on some New England channel, maybe NECN or WHDH one day in the future. You know, he might even be a meteorologist, maybe somewhere in Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, maybe even Massachusetts. I mean, normally, when you first start doing meteorology, you usually start off somewhere small, like in a small, population area, and then you work your way up. Sometimes you get a lucky break and you start off, for a major station. But that's almost never happens. Usually, most meteorologists start off in, a small market stations. By small market, I don't mean a few dozen people. I mean, maybe a small city with maybe a few 100,000 people. Maybe Tulsa or maybe Omaha, Nebraska. And then you would probably work your way up from a city like Omaha to maybe a city like Oklahoma City or maybe Tulsa. And then from there, you could go maybe to New York City or maybe straight for the Weather Channel. Not everyone starts off big or small. Sometimes people start off in middle markets for cities like Denver or maybe Atlanta. Atlanta is a pretty large market. But in order for me to be a broadcast meteorologist, I have got to get my at least a bachelor's degree in meteorology as well as a broadcasting degree. And I'm still about, maybe 3 years away from getting that. And the reason I'm saying 3 years is because of my disability. And also, I've never actually went to high school. Long story short, I went to a special ed school. So because of that, I don't have the necessary experience in certain classes and subjects. Also, look, the sun's starting to come up. So yeah, I gotta be going to bed now, guys. Thank you, Johnny. Thank you so much. I'm gonna call you right now, actually. That's all right. I'm just gonna give you a call right now. Hold on, I gotta put on my mask now. Shoot. Damn it, where's my mask? Yeah, I gotta put my mask on. Because I'm walking inside. Alrighty. Alrighty. Thanks, JB. I had nerd. Yep. Oh my god. Wait. 15. Wait. Which model? Thank you all for watching. Bye. Thank you. Please sub. Thank you.